You gotta cut through the noise.
I thought I thought I saw the worst. Excuse me. I'm really crying from this. I thought I thought we were past, you know, in every public panic situation, you get to that point where you're past the ridiculousness. You get to that point where, okay, we've gotten through the worst. We've seen the worst of hypocrisy from our politicians, from select politicians, I should say. We've seen we've seen hypocrisy in the media. We've seen everybody play favorites. Okay. Now we're getting past that. Well, think again. If you're in South America, think again. Before we get into this story, make sure that you are subscribed. Hey, yeah, that's a new animation I made. Yeah, click all notifications, like it said. And that way, you have the best chance of seeing my content when I upload it. Okay, let's get into this story. Because this is just too good. Alright? And no, before you ask, I have not been searching for masks to wear. This is just another example of Google or whatever ads are. Let me see who's running this. Yeah, Google's running this ad. This is just another example of Google trying to control the narrative. Oh, you need a mask? You need a mask? We see you're coming from Italy. You must need a mask. No, I don't need a mask. Stop showing me mask ads. Okay. A mayor in Peru. His name is Jaime Rolando Urbina Torres, the mayor of Tantara, a rural district in Peru. That's a town in Peru. I'm not going to say that. He was out drinking with friends Monday night when police came to enforce curfew. The Evening Standard reported. Don't look at the picture. Yeah, it's too funny. By the time authorities arrived, though, Torres was lying in an open casket pretending to be a coronavirus fatality. With his eyes tightly closed and a mask over face. Now, understand this. If you passed away from coronavirus, that's not funny. It's not funny. But when you're out partying with your friends and you jump into a casket when the police show up pretending to be someone that died from coronavirus, that's funny. That's funny. With his eyes tightly closed. He was giving it his all. And a mask over his face. Now, something to understand here. First, we need to know this. Okay. The guy was out partying with his friend. Or with his friends, right? He probably didn't have the mask on when he was out partying. Right? Because if you're gonna say foo-hooey with the rules that I'm supposed to be enforcing, then you're probably not gonna have your mask on. What's funny to me is this guy showing, or is the police showing up to the property, wherever the party's being held, and this guy immediately, you see, your friends are dipping left and right. One is hopping over the bushes. The other just hopped into the neighbor's yard. The other just jumped over the balcony. And your thought is, I'm gonna take this mask, and I'm and I'm gonna hop in a coffin and close my eyes tightly. Tightly. He had his eyes closed tightly, according to the Evening Standard. It was great. This is fantastic. There's his picture right there. Let's see. We need to get some deets here. Let's do the old zoom in. There he is. There's Jaime. There's Jaime Torres. He's just, look at his eyes are closed tightly. Look at him. Wow. He's got, wow. Okay. A couple more observations here. First question. What are you doing partying around around Casket? What is happening? Who's throwing parties with presumably coronavirus victim caskets laying around? This guy thought he could get away with it by jumping into a casket, pretending like he died from coronavirus. Why are there caskets around? I have so many questions. And here's my second observation. Are you ready? In order for this picture to be taken, that is the mayor pretending, in fact, to be dead in a casket from coronavirus. That's him. This is the moment we're talking about right now. The police, they bust in, right? And what does one of them whip out a camera and just like snap a picture real quick? I hope his flash was off. Flash. I hope his flash was off. I'm so confused, honestly. Did they ask the mayor to reenact himself laying in the casket? So many questions. You know, sometimes you hear a story. And all your questions are answered. You know, you leave feeling satisfied. You leave feeling like you gained some knowledge. You learned something about humanity. But in this case, I have more questions. And I feel like this is one of those stories that no matter how many questions of yours are answered, those answers are going to leave you with more questions. Well, the mayor was in a coffin pretending to be dead. What was he doing? Well, he was partying. Well, why was he partying near coffins? What? Why? Well, because they were presumed to be coronavirus coffins. Again, more questions. You know? Well, okay. We're never gonna, here's the answer. Here's the answer you're all looking for. We're never going to know. You had to have been there. If you weren't there, you don't get it. If you weren't invited to this party, you're never going to know. How about that? I can't. This is just, it's fantastic. How much longer do we have to keep wearing these stupid masks? Well, I saw that they might even be more dangerous because the bacteria resonates in the... Craig, you forgot to cut the camera again. Would somebody stop the hammer?